Okay, welcome to week 1 of geometry. Welcome again. Okay. We are going to talk about, a couple announcements. Your first exam is week 3. Now, we will have this review session on Zoom and in person. You can get extra credit points for while you're joining me in Zoom. I'll be asking questions. So just type answers into the chat box. Okay, you don't have to say anything, but please answer the questions. And by participating that way, you can get extra credit for joining me, or come join me in person. Now, so announcements. Our first exam is week 3. It's going to come up really quickly. The exams are in person. If you cannot get here in person, you can take the online exam, but there will be a 70% max on the online exam because it's unproctored. I mean, your parents are proctoring you, but it's not being proctored by myself. Okay, so you have 2 weeks to do that online, or else instead of 70% max grade, it becomes 50%. So we will talk about all of that, but the best thing is come in, take the exam here. Okay, so that's coming up week 3. And I think that's all for my announcements. Yeah. All right. Oops. Okay, similar triangles. Okay, so in the chat, can you tell me, sorry, similar figures, similar polygons. So can you tell me if these are similar? Can you tell me something that's different about them? Now, similar is a word we use in real life. Do you see anything different? I'll give you a hint. If the polygons are similar, nice, they will have the same shape, different. Yeah, anyone else? What's different about them? They have the same shape and they have the same angles, but what's different is you could say side length or you could just say size. Okay, notice we have a big one and a little one. So similar figures, same shape, different size. Okay, now quick tangent. So here we have a triangle. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Now I can make a similar triangle by multiplying everything by 2. Okay, so those are similar. I have multiplied everything by 2. Now, what if I add 2? Oops. So I have 5, 6, and 7. No, not similar. Okay, you can make similar figures by multiplying or dividing. So these are similar. You cannot make similar figures by adding or subtracting. It must be multiplying or dividing. Okay. So now we are going to test to see if they're similar by writing proportions. So if they're similar, the angles must be congruent. The sides must be in proportion. Okay, angles must be congruent, sides must be in proportion. Now, if we're looking for the proportion, what would be corresponding sides? Corresponding sides must be in proportion. Now, which pair of corresponding sides look like the easiest to grab and put together in a ratio? Okay, what's a pair of corresponding sides? All right. Now, that is exactly it, but I'm going to do it in a ratio. So 21/7 equals 3, which is just a little bit different way of phrasing what you told me, correct? Okay, so that's a pair of corresponding sides. Yeah, if they are similar, all pairs of corresponding sides must have the same ratio. So you can grab any pair that you want. So I grabbed this pair of corresponding sides. Okay, what's another pair of corresponding sides that we can test? And we would have to go through and test all of them. If all 4 pairs have the same ratio, yes, they're similar. As soon as we find a no, if just one of them is not the same ratio, then no, they are not similar. So what's another pair of corresponding sides that I could check? All right, let's check 4 and 10. Okay, so 10 divided by 4 is not 3. Okay, 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. I can stop. I do not have to check all of them. These are not similar because I found a pair that were not the same ratio. If you're proving yes, do we see that you have to check all of them? But if you're proving no, as soon as you find a pair that are not the same ratio, we're done. So no is a little quicker than yes. Okay, let's do another one. Do we think these are similar? Okay, take a guess, yes or no. Do we think these are similar? Oh, we don't have a guess yet. Okay, in order to prove if these are similar or not, okay, in order to prove if these are similar, I'm going to make ratios, and all the ratios should be equal. Okay, so there's 2 ways to do this. So I'm going to go small to big. Okay, you can go big to small or you can go small to big. I'm going to go small to big. So can anyone give me a ratio of corresponding sides? Okay, now if I go small to big, yeah, instead of 24/4, I'm going to go 4/24. You could go big to small. You could choose that. Okay, you could go big to small. So that would be 1/6. Okay, or we notice 4 times 6 is 24. Same thing for the top, right? That's the same. Okay, now let's go small to big. Yeah, so now we're going to grab this pair, 6/36 equals the same ratio. So notice times 6 times 6 times 6 and times 6. So the scale factor is 1/6. Or you could say you multiply by 6 each one. So there's kind of different ways to word your answer. Okay, so we have 1 no and 1 yes. Now, so we wrote ratios and we said the ratios were equal. Now, if they are similar, find the scale factor. Okay, if they're similar, find the scale factor. So I only need to grab 1. Okay, and we're going to go, are we going small to big or big to small? we're going to go small to large. Okay, so the directions are going to tell us, yeah, the directions are going to tell us which way to go. Okay, so can someone give me a ratio of corresponding sides, small to big? Yeah, Zoomers? How about 6 to 18? Yeah, 6 to 18. The scale factor is 1 to 3. Now you could have said 7 to 21, and you would still get 1 to 3. So the scale factor is 1 to 3. Yeah, are we good? Yeah, can I get a thumbs up? All right. Next, what is the scale factor small to big? So we're going to grab corresponding sides. Which one do you want to grab? I'm going to grab these. Yeah? Because those look easier to reduce. So 9 over 12. And it tells us they are similar. I don't have to test for similarity. Okay, reduces. Now, if you are coming in to take your exam with me, you need to learn how to use the Texas Instruments. I believe it's a 30X. I don't have one right here in front of me, and it will reduce your fractions for you. So you go 9, ABC 12, hit the equals, and it will tell you 3 over 4. Okay, so next time you come in here to work, I'll show you how to use the TI 30 to reduce fractions. Okay. Okay. The polygons are similar. Find the missing length. Okay. So we know they are similar. We do not have to test for similarity. So I'm going to call this one X. Okay, I can go big to small or small to big. I'm going to choose big to small. Okay, and I'm not going to put equal sign there. We are going to write a proportion of two ratios and cross multiply. So I'm going to say X. What side corresponds with X? Okay. That one, okay, actually that one I'm gonna put over there. So the re corresponds with the X. Yeah, do you see what I mean by corresponding? The X corresponds with the 3. All right, so we're just kind of nailing down our vocabulary, which is why it's so good for you guys to participate. Yeah, not to make you feel bad if you say the wrong thing, but we can kind of clarify that. Okay, so X goes with 3, and now I'm going to pick another pair of sides. So now I'm going to pick 24 and 8. Notice I have set my ratio to be big to small. So now I'm going to pick 24 and 8. Okay, now if you're just using a calculator, you don't have to reduce. You could reduce that fraction and then it would make it a little easier. But I'm not going to reduce. I am just going to cross multiply. So cross multiply, and what is your equation? Okay, cross multiply. And we're gonna get 8 times x is equal to 3 times 24. Yeah, see, that's our equation. Okay, so now 3 times 24, 8x is equal to 72. Yeah, solve, isolate your variable, divide by 8, x equals 9. Okay, and that makes sense because if going small to big, we multiply by 3, this pair of corresponding sides is also going to get multiplied by 3. But sometimes I'm going to need you to write the equation. Okay, let's do it again. The polygons are similar. Okay, and this time I'm going to go small to big. So we're going to write a proportion and solve. Okay, Zoomers. So I'm going to have x minus 4. Zoomers, please type in what's going to go on the bottom of my ratio on the left. Oh, careful, not quite. Yeah, I want no, not quite. I want corresponding sides. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. Okay. So x minus 4 corresponds with 9. Do you guys realize how good for your brain that is to participate and not just listen? Okay, so x minus 4 corresponds with 9. Now, I need another pair of corresponding sides that we're going to do in pink. So pick another pair of corresponding sides. There are 2 correct answers and 1 not correct answer. So which pair of corresponding sides should I grab now? All right, let's go for it. 16 and 24. Okay, so 16, can you see that the 16 goes with the x minus 4? Yeah, and the 9 goes with the 24. Okay, now that's really big. I'm going to divide by 8, and I'm going to have 2 over 3, because at some point it starts to bug me. Okay, so I have x minus 4 over 9 is equal to 2 over 3. Okay, so far? Okay, we're going to put parentheses and we're going to cross multiply. Okay, so write your equation. Yeah, did I just make it more confusing? 3 times x minus 4 with parentheses, don't forget those parentheses, is equal to, what do I have on the other side? Nine times 2, or you could just put 18. Okay. Okay, we have a question. Where did I get the 3 from? Am I not right? I reduced my fraction, right? So 16, I had 16 over 24. Now, those can both be divided by 8. Yeah? So I took 16 divided by 8, I got 2. I got 24 divided by 8 and I got 3. Does that make sense? Yeah, do you see where I got my 2/3? Okay, now when I cross multiply, the 3 multiplies by the x minus 4. Does that make sense? And the 9 multiplies by the 2. So we good? Okay, good. Good question. Okay, now, so 3 times x minus 4 is equal to 18. Okay, so now at this point, we can either, so we wrote our equation, we can either distribute or eliminate the 3. Okay, can you see that we could distribute and solve? But you want to see a shortcut instead of distributing? If you don't like this method, then we can distribute. So let's just kind of pretend like that wasn't supposed to happen. Pretend like this is a big Y. Okay, so this could be 3y equals 18. What would you do to both sides to solve for y? Just pretend. We're going to do a little substitution. Can you see that at this point, you would divide by 3? Okay, so instead of distributing, we're going to eliminate that 3 by dividing. Okay, and don't forget those parentheses. So now I have x minus 4 is equal to 6. Okay, if that's confusing, we can distribute and you'll get the same answer. And then I'm going to add 4. X is equal to 10. Yeah, are we good? Okay. Okay, good. Let's do the next one. All right. So I need, it says in the directions, these are similar. So I need to write a proportion. Now, this is your preference. Actually, it doesn't matter. I usually like to have my X's on top. You know what? We're going to do that. I'm going to go big to small. Because sometimes it's easier when you have your X's on top. Okay, so I'm going to have 7x minus 7. Now, what's going to go under here? So 7x minus 7 corresponds with, ding, 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 corresponds with 7. Okay, so now I need another pair of corresponding sides. So which ones do you want to pick? How about, okay, so I'm going to go another one for the big. So do we want 18 or 36? Should we go for the smaller one? 18. I'm putting big on top. Okay, if I've chosen the 18, what's going to go in the bottom of the ratio with the 18? The side that corresponds with the 18 is the ding, 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 3. Yeah, can you see how the 3 and the 18 are corresponding? All righty. What's the next step, Zoomers? cross multiply. Okay, so I'm going to put parentheses here and I'm going to cross multiply. So 3 times 7x minus 7 is equal to 7 times 18. Awesome, thank you. So 3 times 7x minus 7 is equal to 126. Okay, so I could either distribute or divide to eliminate the 3. What should I do next? Okay, if you're not going to tell me, I'm going to choose. I'm going to go ahead and use the distribute method this time. Okay, so if we distribute, we get 21x minus 21 is equal to 126. Okay, now draw a line down your equal sign. How do we solve this equation? What is my next step? All right, so we're gonna isolate the variable. We're gonna add 21 to both sides. 147. And very often, the last step of solving an equation is to do what? Divide. Divide by 21. So x is equal to, I don't know, 7. Okay, that's obvious. Yeah? X is equal to 7. Yeah? Any questions? Are we good? Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this one is on your own. Okay, you're gonna cross multiply, you're gonna solve that one. If you want to see it, request it at the end. Let's go to number 9. Okay, this is an overlap. Yeah, can we see that my triangles have overlapped? Okay, so I'm going to draw the triangles. Now, these are similar. We can prove they're similar by angle. They share this one. And then if two lines are parallel, corresponding angles are congruent. Those are similar, but oh yeah, we don't have to prove it, but it's just good to know that they're similar. Okay, now the whole thing is 21. And yeah. Okay, this one's harder. I'm gonna go big to small. So 21 corresponds with 21 corresponds with 9. Yeah? That's fair. This is hard. Okay, ready for the hardest part? Okay, guys, this is practicing some algebra. What do I call this? Oh, okay, you're right. 21 and 9, I could divide by 3. I could reduce that. But let's focus on the pink. Okay? Focusing on the pink. What am I going to put on top of that ratio? Okay, so geometry helps you see objects and think of algebraic expressions. Okay, does anyone have a guess as to what I'm going to put on top of that ratio? This part is as x. This part is 12. The whole thing is, anyone have a guess? Okay, I'll tell you. X plus 12. Yeah, does that make sense? This part is X, this part is 12. The whole thing, you add them together, X plus 12. Okay, what goes on the bottom? That's this one, right? 12. Okay. Now it's been suggested, let's reduce this fraction by dividing by 3. So 7 over 3 is equal to x plus 12 over 12. And sometimes it does kind of make it a little easier to see if we reduce the fraction. Okay, actually, let's move this up. Okay, what's my next step? Hey, Zoomers. Yeah. Hey, Zoomers. Yeah. What's next step? Uh-huh. What's the next step? Uh-huh. Sorry. Randomly came to my mind. Next step is ding, 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 cross multiply. Okay, so we have 3 times parentheses, x plus 12 is equal to 7 times 12. Or 3 times parentheses, x plus 12 is equal to 84. Okay, now we're going to use the distribute method. 3x plus 36 is equal to 84. Draw a line down your equal sign. Okay, we are isolating the variable. Who do we get rid of first? Who is easiest to get rid of? First of all, can I combine those together? No, those are not like terms. One of them has a variable, one of them does not. So since I cannot combine because I do not have like terms, I'm going to isolate the variable by doing the inverse operation. I'm going to subtract to get rid of the 36. So 3x is equal to 48. Yeah, divide by 3. X is equal to 16, I believe. Yeah, 16. Yeah? Are you getting better? Okay, you are getting some good practice in solving equations. Okay, let's keep going. The triangles are similar. Find the missing leg. Okay, wait a second. I cannot tell visually which ones go together. Okay, I cannot tell visually. They've made them obvious that you cannot tell. So we have to use this. It's kind of weird that there's two A's. Why would they do that? Okay, so A goes with A. And look at this. It says B goes with G, B goes with G. And then it says here, C corresponds with H. C corresponds with H. Okay, therefore, okay, we're going to write a proportion and we're going to go big to small. So right here, we're going to call this X. Okay, now what side does X correspond to? Everyone make a guess. Right or wrong? Everyone make an educated guess. Okay, be bold. Make a guess. Now, all right, we have a guess. We have one. Anyone else feeling bold? So let's look at this. X, notice how this is a 2 and a 3. X connects B with C. Yeah, X connects B with C. So I have to go GH. Yeah, so X corresponds with, oh, very good. Thank you. Okay, so X corresponds with 22 is equal to, now let's go back and grab the 130. I'm going to mark that one in red. Okay, 130 AB corresponds with AG. Yeah, AB corresponds with AG. So 130 corresponds with 20. Okay, next step, cross multiply. Okay, multiply 20x is equal to, let's see, 22 times 130. 2860. And the last step is divide by 20. X is equal to 143. Okay, next. Oh, overlap. Small, big. So we have 12 and X. Now, this one is actually really nice because 48 goes all the way across and 40 is all the way across over here. Do you see how this one, I don't have X plus something? Yeah, look at that. X is the short leg on the right. And 40 is the entire length. Do we see the difference between this one and number 9? Okay, let's write the proportion. I'm going to start with X. X corresponds with what? All right, 40. Now, what has to go on top here? What goes with X? 12 corresponds with 48. But I drew the triangles, even though I didn't have to have an X plus something this time. And I'm going to reduce this one. Divide by 12 is 1. Divide by 12 is 4. X over 40 is equal to 1 over 4. Okay, cross multiply. 4x is equal to 40 times 1. Divide by 4, x equals 10. Okay, are we good? Next problem. Okay, write the scale factor. We've already done this. So we're going to write the scale factor. You can either say, like, for example, a number slash the other number, a number colon the other number. And we're going to go small to large. Okay, so can someone give me the scale factor? It can either be reduced or before we reduce. There's 2 possibilities for scale factor. Yeah, Zoomers. Hey, Zoomers. Okay, scale factor. I'm gonna go small to big. Yeah, 9 goes with, do you see it? What does 9 go with? 12. Okay, 9 goes with 12, and that would reduce by dividing by 3. Use the ABC button on your calculator, 3/4. Or we could have done small to big. We could have gone 12 over 16, divide by 4, and we would get 3/4. Either pair gives you 3/4. Easy peasy, moving on. Are the polygons similar? Whoa, this is crazy. There's a lot of stuff here. Okay, so this big angle is 130. These lines are parallel. That means this is 50 because that would make those same side interior angles. Or you could say consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Okay, this one's bugging me. So I'm going to put 130 like that. Consecutive angles or opposite angles are congruent. Okay, this one's bugging me. Opposite angles are congruent. Consecutive angles are supplementary. Okay, in order to be similar, angles have to be congruent. Check. Sides have to be in proportion. Okay, so you can write a ratio big to small, small to big. Since we start with the big, we're going to do big to small. Okay, I want to check all 4 pairs of sides to see if they have equal ratios. So I'm going to go 24 corresponds with 20. 30 corresponds with 25. And I have 30 again and 25 again, and I have 24 again and 20 again. So I only have to check these. So let's reduce this ratio. Let's divide by 4. And I'm gonna get 6/5. Let's divide by 5. And I'm gonna get 6/5. So angles are congruent. Sides are in proportion, which means they all have equal ratios. Therefore, what is my conclusion? Therefore, the polygons are similar. Yeah, they're similar. Yeah, not too bad. So, angles are congruent, sides are in proportion. That means they have equal ratios. I only checked 2 of them because the other would be 24 and 20, and then the other would be 30 and 25. They're the same numbers. Next, let's do it again. Are the angles congruent? Well, everything is 90. Check. Okay. So now I'm going to write, are the sides in proportion? So I'm going to pick 50 and 32. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to divide by 2. I'm going to get 25 and 16. Okay. Now let's pick another pair corresponding sides. 20 over 16 divided by 4 is 5/4. Okay, yes or no? Are they similar? Well, you know what? I can't really tell because my fractions are so different. I'm going to go ahead and convert it to a decimal. So 25 divided by 16 is 1.5625. 5 divided by 4, is 1.25. Are they similar? No, they are not similar. Yeah? So if I can't tell, I could either cross multiply or convert to decimals, and now I can see that they are not similar. All right. Oh, last one. We have AB over DE and then we have BC. What goes down there? Yeah, Zoomers, what goes down there? Okay, we have a guess. Anyone else? You are correct. EF. And that is all for week 1. Okay, any questions? You have one problem that you're going to do on your own. Are there any questions? Now, this afternoon, I will have office hours on Zoom. I'm just going to open up the Zoom room. So this afternoon, I will have office hours from 1:30 to 2:30. Tomorrow morning, I will have office hours from 10:30 to 11:30. You can just pop in and ask questions. No, the exam is in 2 weeks. The exam is week 3. Okay. Now we have 2 things that you can do. We have homework club. That's a P. We have homework club. That means you come here and do 30 minutes of math. Okay. And you have to say, okay, I'm here for homework club. And then you'll sign the homework club sheet and you do 30 minutes of math in here. And you get 5 extra credit points. Okay. And you guys, for attending and for typing answers into the chat, you got to keep typing answers into the chat. You can get 5 extra credit points. Okay. The homework club, you have to say, I'm here for homework club. And then you sign in for the homework club. Okay. So you guys, if you participated, you can type into the module at the very bottom. It says extra credit, attended review session. You can get your points. Now, at the end of the grading period, the homework grade maxes out at 100%. Okay, so if you have a whole bunch of points, the grade will max out, so it might not help. All righty, any questions? Any questions? All right. Thank you for coming. Have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.